In early 1940, Norway, with its strategic location and access to important natural resources, became a prized target of both the German and British navies. Both countries would fight to be the victor. Rudi Tepfer was aboard a German destroyer. It was here where he met the enemy, on the battlefront. By late 1939, Hitler's tank forces have overtaken Poland and are headed for France. But to keep the German war machine going, natural resources must be constantly available. One of these necessities is iron ore. Nestled along the coast of Norway are ports through which such resources can be shipped to Germany, unless the British get there first. In early 1940, Norway, up to now a neutral country, becomes a strategic location for both Germany and England. After a British destroyer attacks a German Predator ship in neutral waters and frees 300 English prisoners, Hitler realizes he must take Norway quickly. He schedules an invasion for April 9th. The German plan is to simultaneously occupy ports along a 1,000-mile stretch of Norwegian coastline. Oslo in the south, Trondheim in the middle, and Narvik in the north. It'll be the first combined land, sea, and air operation in history.
Norway was important to the British for several reasons. First, Germany drew much of its iron ore, much of the surplus iron ore it depended on for war making, from Sweden. Secondly, and arguably even more important, the British hoped to frustrate the German youth of the Norwegian coastline to send out surface raiders and naval squadrons.
In late March, Britain starts secret preparations to lay mines in neutral Norwegian waters to cut the German supply line. Also, an occupying force is made ready to invade strategic Norwegian ports. At the same time, from northern German seaports, troops begin to depart. On board a German ship headed for Norway is 21-year-old Lieutenant Rudi Tepfer.
On the 6th of April 1940, 10 of our destroyers assembled in Bremerhaven, when nobody knew what was going on. Our destroyers had a crew of 350 Navy personnel. And in addition to that, we got more than 200 mountaineers from a mountain division from Austria. Our first thing was to occupy Norway, because England wanted to do that. We knew that by our intelligence, because they were afraid that our submarines could come out of the German Bay into the Atlantic. In 2.5 days, by very stormy weather, we drove high speed up to northern Norway, north of the polar circle, to Narvik.
The British government, even again before the Germans attacked, was putting pressure on Norway to adopt a more favorable stance towards Great Britain.
But when the British receive reports of a large German fleet moving toward Norway, the Admiralty issues an order to seek out the German ships and engage them in battle. The German ability to decode messages of British naval movements enable them to avoid their pursuers. Every effort to stop the German invasion fails. Along the fjord leading to Oslo, outdated Norwegian strongholds are easily neutralized by German naval and air bombardment. Oslo, the main airfield is taken without resistance. By noon on April 8th, 1,500 German troops march victoriously through the streets of Norway's capital. At historic Trondheim, 2 old forts protecting the entrance to the harbor are quickly taken. German troops now have control of this city as well. In the early morning on April 9th, 2 German destroyer flotillas enter the Vestafjord approach to Narvik. 2 Norwegian ships are ordered to surrender. They are unwilling to give in. The German response comes in the form of a fierce shelling.
We occupied the harbor and released our mountaineers so that they could get any Norwegian resistance, but the Norwegian didn't really resist because they were not sure where we the English or where we the Germans. And so they were hesitant, and we had an easy way to occupy Narvik and all the military outposts in the environment. There was no bloodshed and no casualty at all.